Franklin D. Roosevelt and the Democratic Party celebrated a massive victory in the 1936 election, a vote that effectively ratified the expansive government intervention of the New Deal. However, this period was fraught with actions and policies that drew intense criticism for being manipulative, prejudicial, and morally questionable. The most glaring ethical and legal failures revolved around racial discrimination. Despite the New Deal's aim to provide relief for all, its programs were administered with severe racial bias, particularly in the South, where Roosevelt needed the support of segregationist Democrats to pass legislation. This political compromise came at the direct expense of African Americans. Key programs openly upheld prejudicial practices. The Agricultural Adjustment Administration paid white landowners to reduce production, which often led them to evict black sharecroppers and tenant farmers without sharing the government subsidy checks, effectively pushing tens of thousands into destitution. The Social Security Act of 1935 purposefully excluded farm laborers and domestic servants, jobs disproportionately held by African Americans, denying them essential retirement security. Furthermore, agencies like the Federal Housing Administration, FHA, used appraisal techniques that promoted residential segregation, refusing to back mortgages in black or mixed-race neighborhoods, a policy that systemically denied wealth-building opportunities to minorities for decades. Many of Roosevelt's early policies, such as the National Industrial Recovery Act and the original AAA, were struck down by the Supreme Court for illegally intruding on states' rights and private contracts, providing evidence that the administration was passing laws that overstepped federal authority. After his 1936 victory, FDR's attempt to reform the Supreme Court, labeled the court packing scheme, was widely seen as a manipulative and unethical power grab intended to silence judicial opposition to his agenda. Though framed as judicial reform, critics across the political spectrum denounced it as a scheme to subvert the constitutional separation of powers. The Democrats' approach to deficit spending and high taxation on the wealthy was also attacked as a reckless and politically motivated economic policy, demonstrating a willingness to abandon fiscal tradition to consolidate power. The overall negative assessment centers on the fact that the New Deal was built upon a moral compromise with institutional racism and involved actions that critics deemed legally questionable and highly unethical to achieve its political and economic goals.